Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan God is not what you think. They are not the actual Super Saiyan God of the legends that they speak about. Now, I know some people will be like, yeah, of course they're not the Super Saiyan God because that's someone, that Toriyama spoke on about Yamoshi and all that. But I'm going down to like not the actual person, but just the actual form itself of Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue. Because now, as we go back to Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods and the early episodes of Super, at the time Beerus wakes up from his slumber that he had for a while, and pretty much he was told by the Oracle Fish that he would battle pretty much the Super Saiyan God or the Saiyan God. Now, at the time, Beerus comes searching for this and he hears about Goku, who defeated Frieza and wants to test his skill. But Goku is no match for him. So Goku goes to Earth and eventually they ask, Shenron to wish to how to learn to become a Super Saiyan God. Now, this is where things get tricky because of course there's the Namekian Book of Legends, and for them to state on like how to become a Super Saiyan God is that it's not actually, I would say, them becoming the Super Saiyan God, but more so as in we have the Namekians, they're just knowing about how to pretty much achieve God Ki, and pretty much one way for them to get the God Ki is by them getting, six Saiyans to pretty much transfer their energy, which, in a sense, is activating some type of, energy where they're able to pretty much, transform this person into, a Super Saiyan God, but also it's pretty much Goku at the time receiving God Ki. God Ki is not something, you know, linked to the Saiyans only. So by them doing that, technically, after everything goes on in the future of, as we see in the series of them unlocking Super Saiyan Blue and Vegeta achieving this on his own, this is not something that was directly related to the Saiyans at all. So it's not really a Super Saiyan God really when you think about it, because it's just Goku receiving God Ki and pretty much having that key in his body, and he ends up becoming, the Super Saiyan God transformation, and then later on stacking his Super Saiyan on it and becoming Super Saiyan Blue. Now, technically, if we look back, technically they didn't need, you know, the Saiyans, to be the ones to transfer energy. It could have been the same thing with them getting like somebody like Krillin or somebody else like Boo or somebody transfer the energy to Goku, because really that's they call it a ritual, but maybe it's just a way of like how the Saiyans needed to tap into the God Ki or something like that, which they never really explained that. But I guess at the time of the film, it was supposed to be something more so of them getting like that transformation. And I guess the whole God Ki system wasn't really something that was developed really like at the time of the film. So there was a God Ki, but it probably, like I said, that wasn't something directly linked only for the Saiyans. So in the sense, it kind of like, it's kind of like a problem a little bit when you look at this, because now you're seeing them being able to tap into the God Ki, and it's not really something exclusive only to the Saiyans. It's something that anybody. So pretty much the Namekian Book of Legends is pretty much, they're just using their knowledge of like how can the Saiyans achieve and tap into the God Ki, and really that's all that's happening. But technically, it's not really them creating a Super Saiyan God per se, because it's more so just a Saiyan using God Ki. So I think there is some retcons that happened with the show Super as time went on, deviating from what they had planned in the film. But this definitely changes a lot. So as you look back into the legends of like, okay, what is an actual Super Saiyan God? That could be something totally different. Even when you look at the legendary Super Saiyan, it could be something completely different from what the regular Super Saiyan transformation was, because Super Saiyan itself was already you know somewhat of a legend. But as we had got the Broly and the legendary Super Saiyan transformation, that was something totally different. So even when it comes to this, it can also just be something totally different, which can make like an actual Saiyan God different from just the Super Saiyan God transformation. So a lot of things people got to realize, that the Super Saiyan God is not what they actually think, because it's not really them becoming like a god per se. It's just really just a Saiyan using to something to tap into you know the God key. And another thing is that technically it's really not a transformation when you think about it, because you're really just harnessing the God key, really. And then when Goku turns into Super Saiyan Blue, he's really just turning Super Saiyan using that God key, which for some reason turns him blue for some reason. But it's not really itself having a transformation. So even when you see Goku and Vegeta, they can train, but there's no such thing of them really training the God key per se to get really like stronger levels. It'll really just be from them having to just train their regular self, and pretty much learning to keep the God key within themselves, where it doesn't leaks out as much, to a point where they're able to use a lot more of that energy inside. And that's why in the manga version, sorry about that, but in the manga version we have a full power Super Saiyan Blue, whereas in the anime we get Goku stacking on top his Kaioken on top of that. Now the thing is, if Goku's just using Super Saiyan with Super Saiyan Blue, he should be able to access a Super Saiyan Blue 2 by him transforming to Super Saiyan 2 while using his God Key, or even turning Super Saiyan 3, which is kind of the same thing what Vegeta ended up doing in the Tournament of Power by using his Grade 2 transformation along with his Super Saiyan Blue, which is the God Key, and pretty much having that Blue Evolution form. So it's really more so of just them pretty much just upgrading whatever base power that they have and throwing that God Key on top of that power, which can help maximize it. But we don't really get a direct multiplier of like how much is the God Key multiplier, because that can also change by how much God Key you can store within yourself. So it's really just all depends at the same time. So I'll think that if Goku could store more God Key in his body than Vegeta, he may become stronger with his Super Saiyan Blue transformation or his Super Saiyan God transformation. But overall, I think it really just comes down to them, since they have kind of like the same training. They may be able to store almost the same amount, but really is going to go into like how much can you handle when you stack it and multiply it with something different. Now, anime only we get Blue Evolution, but we also see something in Dragon Ball Heroes where you could kind of see Goku Black or Zamasu pretty much using Super Saiyan 3 with his Rose form. So it's definitely possible for them to use this and help the characters become stronger in that sense. But these are all just key things that people don't really realize when you're looking at pretty much the Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue transformations, because technically they're not really transformations. They're just really just you storing up God Key and using that energy. And in tune, they're not really Super Saiyan Gods in a sense, that because they're using God Key, but they're not the actual Super Saiyan God. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We got more videos on the way. I've been gone. We had a couple of had some family things to take care of, but we're gonna be back with a lot more videos, so stay tuned. Don't forget to get in the comments, tell us what you think, and I'm out.